Your Excellency, members of the Board of Trustees, dear parents, ladies and gentlemen, but last but not least, class of 2011, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to this year's graduation ceremony of the Hertie School of Governance. You, my dear class of 2011, you and I, we joined the Hertie School at the same time. It was a hot day in early September, you may recall, a day full of excitement, anticipation, and filled with an eagerness to learn. And indeed, we both spent the last 2 years here learning the ropes. But today's event is all about you, the graduate, so I won't bore you with the nitty-gritty of being the academic head of an institution of higher learning. One thing I hope you will have learned is how to explain to your dearest and nearest what exactly public policy is. That they actually know what you've been up to for the last 2 years, and that you yourself no longer wonder what that governance thing is all about. Studying public policy is always exciting, but then any Hertie faculty member would say that, wouldn't they? But it has never been more exciting than in the past 2 years, even in the last few months. Imagine how much the world has changed in the 2 years you have been here. The world is working its way out of an economic malaise, while Europe is struggling with its financial and identity crisis. And most exciting of all, we are witnessing the most significant revolutions we have seen since the end of communism 20 years ago. They're taking place in the Arab world. So what better time to set out on a career path which has taken some of your predecessors to work for foreign ministries, for NGOs, for the WHOs of this world, for the McKinseys, and so on. Indeed, we as a school, as a faculty, pride ourselves with excellent placement and employment records of our graduates who are already making a difference in many parts of the world. And while you venture out into the real world, let me remind you of something Russell Baker, an American author and humorist, once said. He said, "The best advice I can give anybody about going out into the world is this: don't do it." I have been out there, he continued. It is a mess. Class of 2011, don't become like Russell Baker. Engage with the world, even if it is a mess. Change the world, and the tools for changing it were to a large measure what we hope to have taught you over here in the past 2 years. There's nothing more useful than a good theory when making policy, and there's nothing more reassuring than knowing how to interpret facts, let's say even when you're looking at residuals of a regression analysis. Remain open-minded, be curious about other points of view. Don't become dogmatic, and don't become a stranger to us. Let us know how you're doing. One person who is certainly no stranger to the Hertie School of Governance is today's commencement speaker, His Excellency Ambassador Philip Murphy. He has come to the Hertie School on several occasions, and I'm very, very pleased, and indeed we're all honored that he's joining us again today. Ambassador Murphy holds degrees, yes. Ambassador Murphy holds degrees from Harvard and the Wharton Business School. For over 20 years, he worked for Goldman Sachs, where he once held the position of head of the Frankfurt office, which covered much of Europe. After leaving Goldman Sachs in 2006, Ambassador Murphy was the National Finance Chair of the National Democratic Committee, the Democratic National Committee. And if you recall the brilliance of the 2008 Obama campaign that energized an entire generation for politics, you get a sense of Ambassador Murphy's skills and expertise. He has been United States Ambassador to Germany since 2009, so he's been in this city as long as we have as well. So we all look forward to hearing what he has to say. Your Excellency, the floor is yours. Thank you.